All right, welcome to the Empowerment Perspective Podcast. I go by the name of Demiso Josie alongside.
Spencer's here.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. It's hot outside. I'll tell you that.
Can you tell them where we are right now?
We in the A.
In the A, Atlanta.
Absolutely. A's down.
You know, I folded, man. I didn't check the weather when we came down here, and I brought jeans down. I even brought a hoodie. And I was like, yo, where am I going? I forgot that I am in the South.
You got to get yourself an assistant. You need some help.
I need an insider. We talked about that on the radio podcast the other day. I need an insider. I need somebody that's going to come to my room with the white gloves on, pour my water, and tell me how to dress. That's what I need from the insider.
I think that's the next stage for us.
The insider?
Yeah, and a bet.
You got to get a little bit more petty so we can get that.
Well, we got guests on the show, and I'm trying to get them to motivate me to be even more petty because they start talking about this free champagne.
Let's go.
We're going to talk about that free champagne in a minute. Because I didn't know that we were supposed to get free champagne.
It wasn't in the email that we got.
We're going to write that on the book. They got an evaluation thing that we got to put down the speaker.
Write down the book. No, I'm going to ask for that and my speaker.
So we were down here talking about Hip Hop 101, how to reach and teach today's hip hop generation. How do you think our little presentation went today?
I think it went well. I think we had a lot of fun, and I think that we're actually able to open up some minds.
I'm going to call you out, though, because I'm going to be petty.
Okay.
Because you forgot one of the pillars of hip hop.
I forgot two. I don't think anybody realized it. I just started making stuff up.
You better be glad I was paying attention, because usually I don't pay attention.
Listen, I asked for an assistant. You was like, I don't know.
That is funny. But my man, he answered it for you, and then, we got
it was wrong. It was wrong. I just went with it. It was wrong.
Yeah, that's fine. That's all right. Well, you live and you learn.
Yes.
So we have some people in the building, some special guests in the building. We met these people. They don't know us. We in some crazy room right now. The door's shut. But they're brave enough to come on live with us and talk about some educational topics. We definitely appreciate you guys being in the building with us. We're going to start all the way down, ladies first. Yes. I ain't going to tell the people what you just did.
Please don't. Please don't. Let's keep it in here.
We're going to keep it in here.
Keep it in the closet.
We're going to try.
We're going to keep it in the closet.
We're going to come out sooner or later. Can you let the people know who you are, where you from, and what you are doing?
Well, I am Bria Robinson. I am from Baltimore, Maryland, and I am a teacher for a middle school in Baltimore City.
Got the middle school kids. Why would you choose to do that?
They're fun. So I know people
there's
disagree,
a lot of words that I would use for
they are fun and they keep the job interesting and just fun.
All right, wait, I have to ask this question. Okay. One of my favorite shows was The Wire. Do you guys really be playing dice in the classroom?
No, we do not we do not encourage that.
What's in the show?
If they do it outside of the school, that's okay. But we know school is for an agenda, so we.
Okay. The reason that I ask is because one of our friends, Uncle, we're going to call him Uncle.
Yeah.
We were actually talking to staff members, and Uncle started talking about why we should be teaching the kids, and he brought up playing dice in the classroom. It's like, CeeLo, 4, 5, 6, head crack, all that stuff he started.
He was doing presentation.
Yes,
we were giving a presentation on
And he said that happens outside.
He said no, he encouraged it, and he referenced The Wire. He's like, hey, can show The Wire. This is what we did.
Probability.
It's crazy. Turning into a math problem.
Probability, man.
You can turn anything into an educational experience, but.
I had dice games though.
It's a community, activity.
I'll go with that. Community activity. That's awesome. So how long you been doing this?
I've been teaching for 4 years. I've been teaching at my current school for 2 years.
So why? Why did you get an education?
I started off working on a psychology unit or a behavior unit, and one day I was doing academics with them, and I just liked the piece of seeing progress and actually helping students overcome certain disabilities. I teach special education, so overcoming trauma and disabilities and everything. So,
well, here's the thing: I really don't buy into the whole label of special ed. I think that we all learn differently, and I think anytime something happens outside the norm, we try to put a label on it.
That is a conversation, but or people have said it before. However, there is a universal design for learning for all students. So that is true. However, there are students who have certain processing disorders or who learn differently and they need certain accommodations. It's very individualized. So there is a need in
let's call it
autism.
Let's call it they learn at a slow pace.
Education is a thing. Students with autism who are especially disabled or behavior. So, but there is I would say, too many students being placed in special ed or misdiagnosed. So that I wouldn't say we don't need it, but
No, I never
I
said
agree.
that. I'm sorry if that's what you're saying. All I was saying is that anytime we have a group that doesn't perform as the norm, we give them a label.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's fair because
It's
every
not.
one of us are all different.
Yeah.
But I think you do an outstanding job.
Well, let's make some noise for Chris.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go right down the line. And this brother came to me at the end of the session. He said that he got some stuff from us. So somebody learned something, thankfully.
Learn today. They gonna learn today.
Something from us. So introduce yourself, what you do, and where you're from.
Yeah, man. My name is Justin Mood. I go by Mr. Mood. I teach 5th grade, Chester, South Carolina. I'm going into my 4th year teaching. I do music. I've just recently started. I mean, I had, and I guess that's even before teaching. You know, every guy, you know, young black guys always trying to figure out the way out. You know, we idolize these other black males that we happen to see. You know, you have the dope boys, you have the rappers, everything like that. You know, I learned a lot of my teachers were rappers. You know, hip hop, that sort of thing. So it got to the point where, hey man, you the reality is, you know, everybody can't go to the league. Everybody can't, you know, really do this and still support your family or your lifestyle and make it up out someplace. So I had to, you know, figure it out along the way. I ended up teaching. It was just something that was in there for me. But then I started back doing music along with the kids. That was the way to connect. And it was crazy because, you know, it's you know, not to bring God into the situation, but he's always there. You know, they'll put you in positions to where, you know, man, I get to use a talent or a gift to help relate to them. Yeah, that's that, man. And I'm 4th year teaching, still figuring it out, and I'm glad, you know, I got to come here and really see, because it's one thing to, you know, see somebody on TV, but for someone to be in front of you and say, hey, and I'm 25, so it's like, how can I be like you or not? And say, how can I be?
How old I was?
Yeah, man, no, for real though, because it's just like, you know, a lot of times you see these people and it's like, man, like, people don't know 2 Chainz is, you know,
Right.
in his 30s, you know, that sort of thing. You think you're going to skip from point A to B. You know, you got to go to A, B, C, D, you know, you got to go through it. It's a process, so, yeah, and not take up too much time, but yeah.
Gotcha. One of the things we talk about in terms of people finding their passion and their purpose in life, because people ask me all the time, like, how do I find that? And that's that thing that comes to you so naturally, you don't have to think about it. And I feel like music is that for you. You know what I'm saying? And you now your job and your duty is to be able to use that to influence, you know, the world, and don't just think South Carolina. Like, you know what I mean? Have that passion to spread your message to the world, and now it's the training ground for you in the classroom. You know what I'm saying? To get that message ready.
Ooh. And if I could, I'm gonna do a quick plug. I don't even think I told you. I started out with my single. It's called Mr. Mood. It's on YouTube, everything like that. Just trying to push it, but it wasn't even a thing where, I'm trying to be big and famous. It was one of those things where, hey, my kids, they saw it. They was like, man, you know, I let them pick their songs. We listen to Fetty Wap. If that's when Fetty Wap was real big and everything. They were like, I'll still like, hey, I play this Fetty Wap, and they'll say, Mr. Mood, put on your song. It's like, man, it's something here. I'm not trying to push myself on you. So I've been just pushing that, and I got them in the video, everything. I got my little refund check. Like, you know, teachers don't get paid a whole lot with rap and everything. You got to invest something, but it's done wonders, man.
What's your YouTube page?
It's if you type in Mr. Mood, it's up there. My name is Justin Mood. You type that in, you'll find it.
Spell it, boss.
Mr. Mood, Mr.Mood, and Justin Mood, Justin Mood. It's just starting up. I don't know exactly where it's going, and it's more about empowerment and motivating. You know, even as far as teachers, it's like, you know, we can do the same things that the motivational speakers do for us. We can do the same thing that rappers. Education, you know, is that kind of that gateway. Everybody has a story about a teacher who either did something negative or something positive. You know, I'm just trying to be on the positive side. So
Exactly. Let's make some noise, man. All right, our next guest. I gotta thank this brother because he saved me about $40. Because I was going down there and I was hungry. He was like, yo, don't go to that spot. They want a dub for some salad. And I was like, no, I ain't gonna go over there.
$24.50.
I was about to say, I had looked at the sign. I was like, it's $24.50. I looked up $4.50.
So he really won. Plus tips. So there's probably been a good $40 at the end of the day. Introduce yourself, where you do, and where you from.
My name is Terrell Hammond. I am from Little Rock, Arkansas. Work at Capital City Lighthouse Charter School. And there I am the culture coordinator. For those exactly what they mean or is. It's kind of like the new students, behavior-wise, and, set the culture for the kids around the school. And make sure everybody, stay afloat.
Okay. My nephew has a similar position. Now, were you nominated for like support staff of the year or anything like that this year?
No, not formally. But,
Okay. No, the reason I bring it up is because he lost to a really good teacher, and he didn't want to say it, but I told her, I said, listen, he really don't like you. He don't like you because he lost. My nephew doesn't like to lose. I don't like to lose, and I'm petty.
Well, I am too. But unfortunately, we don't have the teachers here. But I have been told, that keep up the good work.
Keep up the
Make an impact.
Well, it does say, right. You go ahead and be the people's champ, and you start. You guys go back like next week. Will you go back year long?
No, we just got out on June 13th. We go back August 10th or 11th. I believe.
Yeah, when you show up, right? Show up with a chain on. You know,
Yeah.
Bill.
No, you in the building. Nothing works around here except for you.
Right.
So why did you get an education?
Well, upon graduating, 05, of course, like every college student looking for a job, and I guess it was God's calling, like Justin said, not the religionist thing, but I've always, since 05, I've worked with kids. So, 13 years of working with kids, kind of feel like I'm 10 toes down.
Got you. Where you
How it
supposed
goes.
Let's make some noise. Saving me some money. Appreciate it.
We have one more.
We got one more in the building. She was like, I don't want to be on. I don't like the way my voice sounds. We're going to make sure you get on this podcast somehow.
And she's like, since you asked me, just give it to me.
So introduce yourself, where you from and what you do.
I am Ms. Shatera. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, and I am a behavioral specialist / academic support specialist. So that pretty much deals with like the climate and culture of the school, and also I aid students who don't necessarily have those folders or IEPs and things like that. Kind of help them with critical thinking, how to process what's happening in the class, helping them to be engaged, making learning interactive, which kind of pulled me into your seminar because I kind of side with the students when they say that the classrooms are very, very boring.
No, absolutely.
And they're very, very dry. And education is just a lot of auditory stuff is happening. And children love to move around. And I love to move around as an adult. So why are we sitting and just listening constantly? So I appreciate you all's seminar earlier.
I appreciate you being on the podcast, even though you said you wasn't going to be on it. I knew you couldn't resist. Too much fun. Thank you for having us. Make some noise. So I guess we want to dig into just some general educational topics. Like, let's just talk about education in general. Like, what do you see to be the major issue, and how can we fix that particular major issue when it comes to the system itself?
Yeah, man. I've been teaching for 4 years. That's the question I struggle with daily. What's the purpose? Am I trying to build you up for this world? Am I trying to build you up so you can go work, so you can be your own man, woman, so you can chase your dreams, that sort of thing? I think really school is to stimulate, the potential of that child. Just whatever. I don't know what you're gonna be. I'm like y'all said. I'm just here with you through this chapter. I don't know where you're gonna go, who you're gonna be. You might be the next, chemist. Kids like to make slime in class. It's like, should I be the one to say, oh, slime's bad, or should I be there? This is this is a whole field you could go in. This is the science part of it. You're pretty good at this. Should I boost you up, or should it be, oh, pay attention for all direction? Because I do believe it's a balance. I don't just throw all the rules out the window. So it's like I'm always trying to teach you. We just got this little bit of time, just trying to teach you how to survive. 5th grade, you go into middle school, you start getting written off. You start getting placed in this whole little box over here. Whether or not you get into honors classes or CP, which you might not be thinking about it now, but that could be the difference between you saving some money if you want to go to school. So yeah, man, I think one of the major issues is we don't have like a set goal nowadays. Like for a lot of people, it's different goals. Like, should you be raising people up to know that a lot of the stuff that they see is it necessarily the truth and be able to find the truth for yourself? Or is it to just tell you, yeah, this is this? Because once upon a time, they said Pluto was, the ninth planet, but now you realize, oh, Pluto is now downgraded, it's no longer a planet. So it's just like that, yeah. I want to teach you how to think, not necessarily what to think. I think.
Right. That's really important to get these kids to learn how to think. And I go into social studies classes all the time, and I said to these middle school kids, I said, listen, we've been lying to you since the beginning of school. I said, in 1492, we told you Christopher Columbus discovered America. These teachers have been lying to you from the beginning. So why should you believe us now? So you need to really think and be critical about the things that, are being presented to you.
Yeah.
Well, coming from a classroom perspective, just with teachers, earlier, like you said, making the instruction fun, and looking from the overall perspective, teachers are not prepared to be in a classroom. So you have teachers quitting in the middle of the year, high turnover rate and everything, and it's,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
You mean they quit in the middle of the year?
or just, yeah, they're just
Oh,
leaving
no.
students. Some classrooms without teachers. This is like happening really in Baltimore. So
It's a crisis.
students see that, and they sit at home as well. So it's from the overall picture, just preparing teachers for the classroom.
Okay.
I agree with that.
And then in the classroom, just engagement, being able to reflect on your teaching and say, okay, I need to try something different.
I don't think these schools, the colleges do a good job preparing people
That's just-
for the classroom. One of the things that I advocate all the time is go substitute. Go substitute and learn what that environment is. Learn, what your role could be in that particular environment. When you walk in there and they shut that door, man, them kids, man,
You and the kids.
I'm like, you ain't prepared for that.
So you shut the door and you start sweating.
Stuttering, sweating.
All the kids looking at you.
Little Jerome is back ready to eat you up. He's ready to eat you up. That's crazy. Anybody else want to weigh in terms of what the issue is? I know for me personally, from an administrative perspective, I just think we push differentiated instruction on our teachers all the time. Like, not everyone learns the same way, but our schools are differentiated. The way we run our schools, and we still got that better approach, and still got the Board of Education and the top-down model. I said, it don't make sense. My school looks different than yours. They should run completely different than yours, and I think that's one of the major issues. Besides the fact, which I alluded to in the talk, that our school system is behind the prison system. The way it's operating and the way that they move out of the cells and things of that nature. It's the exact same thing. So what message are we giving these kids? Like, we're giving that to them as an option. Like, we're preparing you more for that than real life, and it's a shame. It's really, really a shame. Somehow we gotta figure out a way to get this young lady a microphone. So if we can take that out of your ear and pass, I'm sorry. So I forgot to introduce a young lady. She's been to New Jersey one time, I believe.
Twice.
Twice.
Yes.
Twice. Right steady. So introduce yourself and where you are from and what you do.
I'm Donnie Harris, and I'm from Edmond, Oklahoma, and I'm a school counselor.
How'd you get to Newark from Oklahoma?
We went, my husband and I, before we were married, we went to Rocksteady Anniversary for 2 years in a row, and it's out of New York City and Newark. It's like a week long.
Okay. All right. I'm a little touched, but
Yeah, go ahead.
how did he convince you to go to Newark? I want to be in Newark.
I actually planned the trip.
This is your idea.
Yeah.
So how'd you convince him to go to Newark?
Well, he's all into hip hop, so that was his thing. So, but it was, yeah. I mean, it was,
Very
So
interesting.
Yeah.
you planned the trip for him, and you went.
yeah.
Another podcast.
Yeah, and speaking of dice, like our first time we were in Newark, we actually had to walk around a dice game. We were leaving the big concert. It was a very dark street, and it was very
Did they
interesting. No, we kind of walked around. I think they were.
Into the game and you won, and they wanted
Man, no. We walked
You did
around.
break the bank, didn't you?
Oh man, we avoided that area.
Well, welcome. Why did you get an education?
I think I was the first one in my family really to go to college and to graduate from college, and really I didn't have a lot of professions to even look up to except teaching. And so I babysat a lot, and I just said, hey, I guess I'm good at this, and I'll do it.
This is the second person we've interviewed who had a story about either babysitting, they lined up their dolls and they were teaching the class, and that's how I remember. I think it was the girl and the lady, Dr. Rovick.
Yeah.
Dr. Rovick. Down there.
And I had a teacher that wasn't as friendly. My first and second grade teacher, she wasn't very nurturing. So I also I remember at a young age saying, I want to teach, but I will not be like her.
Gotcha. I want to flip the conversation to how we can help parents prepare their kids more for your classrooms and the things that you do at your school. So anybody want to jump in on how we can? I'm leaning. I'm glad that we wanted the two of you to go into this.
Well, I'll go to break the ice. Me personally, being on the same page with the parents, whatever your communication is with them as far as behavior or curriculum is, get it going and stick to it, and if the parent is lacking, then, step your part up to reach out to them, so that if little Johnny come home with a D or F, or little Johnny got a sad face, it won't be a surprise to you because, if you haven't reached out to me, I reached out to you, so the line needs to stay connected instead of, sometimes connect, sometimes not. And that's, me personally, that's what I've seen as far as culture going to school. The ones who kind of bring the culture down are the ones who, parents that you might barely see, or the parents who's not going to answer the phone to call, or, something like that.
Right. And what are some of the things you do in Baltimore?
I think the first things we try to do is pull the parents in and just help them to understand that we're not only teaching students, but we are developing future leaders and community contributors. So if you come from a standpoint of that, I'm teaching you to prepare you for the world, for engagement, for interactions, for relationship. This is the basis for community. This is the basis for life. That's all you know as a child is school. And then once you leave school, you enter in the world with the same concept that you had in school. So that's really how we try to talk to parents and get them to engage education from that standpoint. So I don't care what you want to be. I don't care what you want to do. My only thing is, are you respectful? Do you look out for your neighbor? How do you care about the community around you? How do you contribute to the community around you? That's really where community starts with. So that's really the standpoint that we come from, to kind of engage parents. Because some parents don't value school. But do you value your child being able to walk in a community and be an upstanding citizen? Do you value that? Because most children, I don't teach my child to be like that, and I don't teach my child to be like this. Oh, okay. So then that means that we can come from a standpoint of respect, of brotherly love, of things like that, so that you can focus in class, so you can at least participate or try your hardest, because that's all life is really about.
So I want to switch gears. We're getting too serious here, so we like to have a little bit of fun on our podcast. So we're going to ask you some questions. Just be honest with us. That's all we're going to ask. See, Mr. Kareem Spence here is known as Mr. Petty. And there's a reason why he's known as Mr. Petty, because he is petty. And he's going on his mission to have people embrace their pettiness.
It's important.
Hey,
Huge milestone in
look,
life.
yeah.
Look, she like, no.
I don't know.
Who said no?
She's ready to battle.
You said no?
I just said I don't know. I don't know
Are
about
you
that.
petty?
Get it.
We're gonna find out.
I got a feeling there's something.
Listen, I have
He got it in
that
me.
we created on this podcast to be able to tell right now if a person is petty or not.
Okay.
So let's talk marriage rings.
Say it again.
Marriage rings.
Okay.
Let me say it again.
Marriage rings.
I'm
Okay.
saying. So, do you think that you should spend just as much as are you married or no?
No.
Okay. Should you spend as much as your husband's going to spend for your ring?
No.
She's petty.
That's petty. Why? Why not?
Because
Go ahead.
I am the center.
That's petty.
I'm the only girl. I've always been spoiled by my parents and my brothers, so I just feel like, when it comes to stuff like that, cosmetic, like your ring, men don't care about stuff like that.
Yeah, we do.
He does. He's petty.
So,
My husband has a big ring.
stuff like, that I think that women should really get what they want. The marriage also should be a unit. I'm thinking honestly.
I have to disagree.
You just said that you should have.
You guys don't care what you wear to the wedding. You know, we can't do all of that kind of stuff. We you know, help you. You guys don't schedule, you know, all that kind of stuff. We do all that stuff. So I think that one thing.
You know the reason why we do that? You know, I was right there with my wife. I was picking out stuff. And at the end of the day, she was like, she's going to do whatever she wanted to do anyway. So why am I? Just tell me how much it costs and we're going to ride out. I'll see you at the wedding. How about that? Or else you're going to argue with me anyway.
So say we have a budget for our rings, and I really want this. I really want this ring.
And his is more expensive than yours.
Yes.
90% that's not
Or you know, when you say, "Dad, I want to get this for her," you would sacrifice, right?
Whoa, wait a minute. Whoa. Why is it just seem like it's one sided with
Said right.
What's
Right.
stuff like
I'm the only one.
that?
They gotta die.
In life, if I'm on that boat and you, if I'm on, you gotta give me your side of the
Petty.
We're going right into the Titanic.
Titanic, last scene. Right? They in the water. And then he's in the water. She doing that little piece of plate or whatever. Tell me why she couldn't share that with him. Why she have to let him die? That's petty.
Let me chime in. He tried to get on the thing with her.
She ain't let him on. She ain't let him on.
One time.
She ain't let him on.
He made the
He made
choice.
the choice. He said, "No, you stay on there."
Yeah, he made the
He
choice.
told
So
her
we
that.
She
want
knew.
Yes, but that was
He made
not her
the
choice.
choice.
That was his choice. He
But I would have been
tried to
like, you get on here. We're going to make this work.
She was too cold to talk. She was too cold to even.
Okay.
She was too cold to even think.
I think she pushed his head in the water and was like, see you later. Because she knew she had that ring on her already.
She said that down in her pocket. She just wanted to spend that money.
4 rolls.
That's your movie, huh?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay. It was like 4 hours too long for me.
The whole thing?
That whole movie was too long. They could just went right to the end. We knew the ship was sinking. This thing
End the story.
Yeah, it was already, we already knew the end of it.
Is anyone else in denial of that pettiness that we can help you work it through? She's
No, I know I'm petty.
Where's
I
your
accept
wife?
mine.
Okay.
She's accepted her
She's
petty.
accepted
her
She's
I've
part of
accepted
the
my
club.
petty.
What about Newark down there? You have pettiness?
What we doing, Rocksteady?
I mean, I'm petty in some areas. I probably couldn't pinpoint them right now, but
Tell us more.
I mean, I don't know. I really couldn't pinpoint anything.
have to call?
But I feel that I try to do a good job about being equal with my marriage. I said try.
Never going to.
My husband and I, we've been together for 15 years. Wow. Yeah. Married 9 and 6 years before we were married. Yeah. So we share a lot. And I mean, even before having children, we had a big discussion about what our roles would be before having children. And yeah.
Why we not have these roles? We don't want to have this conversation all the time. Too.
Yeah.
Like, I
Well,
don't get it. Like, when it comes time to take out the trash, it's a man's job to take out the trash. But when it comes time to do the dishes, I got to help you do the dishes all of a sudden. I thought we had roles here.
now I will say that I do like for my husband to take out trash, but yes, I like to share the dishes. But I usually do the dishes.
I knew it was
Shed
something.
is
I said there are times, yes.
Getting there.
But we do a lot of equal sharing, and we talked about how when having children that I wasn't going to be the only one raising the kids, that it was going to be equal. And he is a hands-on daddy, and he is a wonderful daddy, and he has the kids right now by himself. So
Very petty of you.
yes.
Call and check in on him, make sure he's doing everything you told him to do.
Oh no, I didn't leave him a big list.
You didn't.
No.
Not a big list.
But you left the
Left a
list.
list.
I left him some options of food options to eat, but
Give us more. What can they have and what can't they have?
well, we're vegetarians.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So they can't have any soda.
no, my kids don't drink soda. They're
That you
2 and they're
You know
2.
about.
My husband drinks soda.
So you don't think you're giving them a
Eating
sense?
steak right
Oh
now.
no! My son who is 5, he won't drink it. If he takes a drink, he thinks it's gross because it's too fizzy for him. So it kind of burns. So
Well, when daddy gives them. So
he would tell me if I asked him. Yeah, he doesn't really know how to lie like that yet. Yeah, but he does love lemonade and sweet juices that are just as bad for you. So daddy will stop and get him lemonade.
Let them have that. Let's go over to the fellas, because it's kind of hard for men to embrace their pettiness, except for this one, you probably first. So, are you petty?
I've been told. I've been told. My girlfriend, she tells me I am. I probably am.
You accepted it.
Yeah.
Great.
Look. It's. Hey, I am why I am.
All right.
Look, yeah.
Take it or leave it.
Do you remind her how petty you are?
Oh, she gets reminded. I'll let her win. Like we don't argue, spats, anything. I don't see it. It's like you win. You got it.
You
got
got
it.
gracefully.
Yeah, you got it. I'll bring some up later. Yeah, you remember earlier? You met.
Makes 3 years.
Look, it's like yeah, you know how to get that. Yeah,
More to say to you.
yeah. You got it. Yep. So
What we got?
I'm basically pretty much take the bow down road because I mean, I guess I can't just actually pinpoint where my pettiness arrow points, but I'm pretty sure everybody petty in America.
for real, home of the petty,
Here's what I'll say when it comes to having these
land of the petty.
discussions. And this is when women get really petty. It's because they'll bring up something you did 5 years ago. You're like, you remember that? No, I don't.
Wrong time.
I don't remember
Wrong
any
time.
of
We
it.
have that memory, period. You guys
Selective.
forget everything.
Selective.
We choose to forget it.
Selective memory.
We had stats from the NFL. You able to recall at any moment to have a
So you
conversation?
need that.
We need that stuff. We don't need what
Storage.
we did 3 years ago.
Clear out the stores.
One more question before we get out of here, because we got to prepare for our panel discussion. Hopefully, y'all come to the panel discussion. There's some people on there that's going to talk about at risk and how to reach at risk youth. So we've been asked to bring some flavor to the panel discussion, so we're going to have some fun in there as well. But because this is hip hop, we talk about hip hop. What are you listening to? What is in your playlist? The top 3 things that's in your playlist. Oh, she's ready.
Yes, I'm listening to So Everything Is Love. That just came out. I do appreciate it. I was looking at how Apple Music kind of gave it its title, like it's a couples therapy kind of thing. But I do like that they're working through whatever their issues may be, however people feel about it. I do like it. I do like that album. I also am definitely feeling J. Cole's album right now. And I really still am stuck on Damn. Like, I'm still stuck on Kendrick a little bit. I'm definitely feeling that right now. Heavy rotation, all 3.
I respect that list. I got you. Who's got the mic over there?
Oh, well, her and I are very musically connected. So the Carters, J. Cole right now, and Cardi B. And that's like one of my. I know. So, yeah.
I'm not even saying it from the content standpoint. I just think musically that album is suffering a little bit. I think the expectations was too much. Musically, man. So I'm
You want Cardi B?
Cardi B. Yeah.
I think that her first song, the single, I don't think this is my opinion, that she's ever going to be able to top it. I really don't. I think that was probably going to be.
That's what everyone keeps saying, but she's still number one.
No, she's still going to
she's-
sell, but I don't think that as far as a song, that was a really big song for her.
Yeah.
Did you ghostwrite for Cardi B?
No, sir. The last album that I listened to, the last album that I listened to that I was very scary was Kanye's, but yeah, it was scary.
Kanye. Kanye West.
Yeah. Oh, well, he talked about killing Kim and stuff like that. So we.
Why did he want to kill? I didn't listen. I
got it on my phone. You listen to it.
Yeah.
Well, I want to hear. Why do you want to kill Kim?
I don't know. Like there was a whole song
Not
about it.
about
Yeah,
killing
like
you, but I love myself.
he's basically
more.
just
I
says
think about
that
killing myself.
he
so I
says
think
that
about
he's
killing-
just saying things that everybody else thinks
Yeah.
is what he's saying.
He said something, and I agree. I do love me. I love me some me. Nobody's ever going to love me.
That's
Like I
what he
love
said.
me. Yes.
So he's on your rotation.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I just listened to his album, but
So who else you got? You got 2 more.
well, I mean, Beyonce, of course, she's always, but Kendrick Lamar is like, you know.
I'm asking you 2 a different question.
Okay.
You can take 3 albums with you.
Okay.
The apocalypse is coming. You can take 3 hip hop albums with you to change the course of hip hop music. What 3 albums are you taking? It doesn't necessarily be hip hop albums, but what 3 albums are you taking with you? Tough question.
Yeah. I'm either so 1 and 2. I'm have to either give it to. Now it's a generational thing, so I'm have to give it to Carter 3, Carter 2, Wayne. The last one just to come up to date and see. Right now, it's a lot out there. I have to give it Kendrick. I'll give that.
I had to take 3 with me,
I might try
I would
album.
take, well, I don't know how old the parent is, but I'm
I'm old.
36.
Yeah, I'm old.
So I would take UGK Riding Dirty.
Okay.
Of course, my man Tupac, All Eyes on Me, double disc. And that third one, I'm probably gonna have to go with I gotta take some love with me. I'm gonna take Danielle Jones with me.
Oh,
Hey,
good. Do curveball at.
yeah.
All right. That's, I like it. I like it.
Shout out to Future though. I like
Shout out to
Future.
Future.
Yeah.
I was just listening to the Superfly soundtrack, rocking with it a little bit. It's all right. So we got to get out of here soon. So we thank you guys for being a part of the podcast.
Appreciate
and
you.
hopefully you enjoy your time down in the A. And like I said, we'll be hanging out all weekend. We're trying to find something to do tonight and tomorrow. So if anybody knows what to do in the A, let us know. But
Champagne downstairs.
champagne down, definitely hitting up the champagne,
Complimented.
celebrating tonight.
$24.50 lunch salad.
Oh, don't forget the $5 life
I'm
water.
technically correct. That salad was actually $14.65
Yeah, it wasn't
Okay.
20.
for the salad and the pasta. So
Was it good?
yes, it was.
I think the
Okay.
spot is called 20. I think the price.
I think it's called 24.
Yeah, it's called 24.
Oh.
The price for it.
I'm sorry. I know the breakfast $20 first show.
Hey, for real.
The salad was actually really good. The pasta, I stayed away from it, but they said it was very good.
That is so we like to end this podcast with today's lesson and doing today's lesson. And today's lesson is just simply about communicating and meeting people. So we came down here to Atlanta. I got here at midnight. My partner was here a little bit earlier. And every time we go to a city, we like to just meet people after these discussions. And I feel like we've met some real people that's doing some wonderful things in education. So I encourage everyone to listen to this podcast and to take a little bit of gems of what they had to say back to either your classrooms, your homes, your businesses. And let's just make this world a better place, man. Let's just bring this love and
Yes.
and brotherlyhood and all that stuff, and make connections and keep building. There's some great people out here who are doing great things. But these children need us. These families need us. And it just doesn't make sense why this world and this country isn't in a better place. So let's just keep working and making those connections. And until next time, we're on the radio again. Probably drop this podcast hopefully this weekend if I got time for it. We're on the radio again June 30th for those of you in South Jersey at 99.9 FM. Got a couple of guests. My man Gary Monterosa's coming through. I believe we have Donald Campbell coming through. And I do believe I got Famous Wright coming back on the show. So it's going to be a celebration up in there. We're going to drop some information about mental health, disabilities, and my man Gary about just Gary being Gary. I like Gary. So shout out to him. So until next time, stay empowered.